Okay. Now let's. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're going to go to p5.js, where we're going to be doing our first video. Okay, I'm gonna do that. Come here, type in p5.js, and it'll take us to here. Alright, once we're here, we'll start with the p5 editor. This is a great way for you guys to help get logged in and do some of your own, like maybe you want to do some sort of coding, or you're new to it, or you just don't know how to code. This is a great way to learn it. And I've watched a bunch of videos to better help explain this stuff. So what you'll do is if you don't have an account, you'll sign in. I just already made mine, and this was already set for me because I was just on this bit before the video was started. So you just open up Google Chrome browser from wherever, and then you can go to pivot.js, and then it'll come here. Once you're here, from my account, if I do log out, actually, it'll then give me the option to log in. It'll now sign up. You'll create your email and password and log in once you're at this step. Now, sometimes this might happen. It says invalid username or password. I think when password is invalid, because like let's say you're forgetful, you forget to save your right password. I know that happens. It happens, but what can we do? There are two ways you can log in if you forgot your password. You need to remember your email or your username. That's one way. Or you can log in with GitHub. Now, if you saw that's not an option, GitHub was not an option. Open up a new tab. Come to Google. Search GitHub. So this is basically what GitHub is. GitHub.com. You need to have already a built-in login with this, and this will help you out. We're just gonna exit that right now. You'll just log in with Google otherwise, and then you can log in with email. This is my email I'm going to be using. It'll be here. Now there are a few settings that I have put. One was the auto refresh, and you saw that yours probably doesn't look like this yet. How? If you already know it, then you would be knowing that I'd be using a high contrast, and my text size is the max at 36. You can't increase it further; it'll stop you. If you want to say the more wrap and the autosave, you want that be turned on, then it's your choice. Okay, accessibility is just a bit different. Let's get started. So once you're here, it'll look like this. Now, one thing you're probably wondering is what is this? If you don't know how to code or don't know, p4.js is a great way to start. And first question is, what is Peppermint Mole? That's actually a built-in name that p4.js web editor gives you. You can just change it, and I'm just gonna write it. YouTube demo video, and then just right click. There we go. Once you're here, now I'm here to explain what a bunch of this means. Also, there's one more tab you probably might open. Once you go to p5.js, here you'd like to go to the references tab. You can also go to the libraries tab. The libraries have some like create your own community libraries, where they can teach you to make stuff too. But like the learn. So like getting started. Environment, and it can teach you some of the syntax and the JavaScript the computer uses with some HTML references or different types of coding. Again, this is all level, depends on what level of coding you're at. If you know a little to none, like some, or most to very much. So it depends. So this is just if you want to learn a code or something you just like to enjoy, this is a great way to get started. And you can use your first sketch. If you actually want to know what the downloads, you can actually look at some files, and these are GitHub resources as well. So they basically this is also from the Processing Foundation, where they actually use the Java, and you're probably familiar with Python for some of you people who are familiar with this. I remember I've just started using this for like a couple of days, like even a week or 2 weeks, or even a month or 2 months. You can get pretty good at this and at least get the basics of this. And I mean, it's your choice and really how you want to do it. So let's just go back. Let's get to the references. References as a great place to look at some of the primitives. We can look at colors. Remember, we're following the RGB. I'll get to that a bit later. The shapes, we get 2D primitives, attributes, curves, vertexes, and then 3D ones. Now you're probably familiar with the X, Y, but there's also a Z, which is more for 3D. So we might get to that later. Also some structures, we got no loop loop, just different types. Rendering, different foundations, different information and data. So it depends on what you would like to use, like lights, camera, like different types of things. But we're not gonna get to that probably. Maybe not. We'll see. So you can also search for specific reference. Like let's say you want to look about no stroke. It gives you an example of no stroke. First, you need to already have a shape. Like let's say you want to do rectangle, 20, 20, 60, 60. I'll go to that a bit later. Some other references which I think are better for us to look at are the ellipse. Ellipse is a great shape. So what does this mean? It's 56, 46, 55, 55. If you don't know what it means, I can help you out and explain. And then if you do kind of copy and paste this code, it'll create something similar. So, this is a great way to help you build your sketches and your tools as well. So let's get started. Okay, enough of that. So function setup. If you don't know what that means, it's basically telling you to create this function and set this up. It's going to create a canvas. And so you see 400 by 400, and then you see the function draw background 220. I already know what this does. You hit play. Now, if you would like to change the 400 to 600, remember this is the width, and then hit play. Actually, you don't need to play for already reading louder refresh. Now, the background is to 220, which is white. Let's say you can do more than one number actually. You can do, let's say, 100, 50, 70. And you get like this purplish color. Remember, this is the RGB. 100 sprinkles of red, 50 sprinkles of green, 75 sprinkles of blue, and you get this. I want to kind of talk about where the 0, 0 is, which kind of depends your first two things. 0, 0 is right over here, which is where. Now, a lot of people think that 0, 0 is kind of the origin, the x-axis somewhere around here, but 0, 0 is actually over here. Now, some people have actually, I'm going to move this a bit, give me more room. Yes, you can actually move this thing along, if you'd like. I'm just going to leave it like that for now. Okay, so what we're going to do now is, so look at this, we got this purple color with the RGB. Next, what we're going to do is, remember, this is just the basics, okay? If you haven't understood it yet, look at this code. This is very simple. I just taught you how to draw a rectangle with this purple color. Okay, then we're going to get to some more stuff. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to teach you guys how to create some shapes. I know there are lots of different shapes that you may want to be learning how to create. They're all in the reference here actually, and they'll actually give you examples. So how do you do it? Let's actually copy this ellipse code here, and then we'll also bring it here. So now how do you do it? Well, first of all, you probably want to bring this a bit back. This is gonna show you what kind of code you'd want to create. Okay, next what you would do is you can copy and paste this code here, and boom, you got your ellipse. Now remember, you can actually play around with your shapes and see. Now, what does this mean? It means ellipse at 56. So 56 is actually like somewhere around here, probably somewhere here. It's not far because you can. This is actually way longer because this goes up to, I believe, 229 or was it 329 or 220? One of those anyway. So it says 56 here and 46 this way. Once at this point, this is like the top left corner, it says 55. Ellipses are generally round. This isn't a straight shape, but since we kind of got the shape, we can obviously play around and change this. Let's say I wanted this to be at, let's say 70. Okay, and then let's say I wanted the 46 to be at, let's say 30. And then let's say I wanted to make the ellipse 50 and 50. Now, if you don't want to do 50 and 50, you could do 50 and 45 as well. And you kind of see how you got. This is more of a circle. So if you want a perfect circle, you could use this shape. Now, okay, I know we haven't done much yet, but remember, this is just the basics. So if you understood this, great. If not, I'll try to help you out one more time. So remember, 70 here, 30 here, and then the 50 and the 45 are the width and the height for. But this is a round shape, so it's a bit different. So for those who are used to know that code generally end with the semicolon, the semicolons generally mean that the code is over, even if you don't keep them. Remember, this is not like, oh, you're not keeping a semicolon, error. No, you'll have different kinds of errors. Let's say it's a really big mistake, but for now, without the semicolon, it kind of gets what you're trying to say. So it's still P5.js is used to this type of stuff. So once we're here, we can look at our shape. Remember, you guys can always change your background on your shape. It doesn't have to be exactly with me because I'm excited to see what you guys can create as well. Okay. Now, what we're gonna do is, let's say I wanted to create, I wanted to create something a bit more interesting than this because this is like pretty basic. All right. I can help you guys do that. Okay. So what you'd want to do is you guys can also change the color of your background using the no stroke and the fill option, which I think I might just will show it to you guys now. Okay, so the fill option is a reference, I think, and then you go to the references. Remember, let's say now these are different types of colors you'd want. The fill option is right here. Okay, let's say you'd want to do a fill, and then you just type in what you're gonna fill. The fill option you should remember, as you can see, the fill option comes before what you're trying to fill. Okay, so we can do and these are for different shapes. This is for the fill for the rectangle. Okay, those are some great examples. This is called grayscale. Grayscale basically means, this is, remember, the first color is already set. If you just do, let's say you just do 51, this just assumes that you're just doing not the RGB, you're just doing one plain color, and this is pretty close to this is pretty close to the gray color, so it'll just do gray. Now, obviously there are different ways you could change this. Anyway, in the next video, I'm actually going to show you how to do this, okay? So I'm going to stop this for now, okay?